Well, good afternoon on a Friday afternoon. It is a beautiful day here in sunny Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's about 78 degrees. It is sunny and beautiful, and life continues to go on here. We know this is a tough time for our city, our state, our nation, and our world. We're confident that life will return to some semblance of normal. This is a beautiful city. We welcome you to come visit Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Broward County, and all of South Florida, Miami, Palm Beach, Key West. This is a wonderful place to come visit. Today, by the way, I am Dr. Stephen Evans. I am the publisher and editor in chief of OutClique Magazine. We're a travel, entertainment, lifestyle, LGBT focused magazine for all four counties of South Florida. Today, we're very excited to welcome Miss LeNora Jaye to the show. LeNora, if you will pop in. LeNora, how are you?
Hi, Stephen. How are you? I'm all
I'm
right.
good. I'm good. I want to welcome people. The second thing I want people to know about you is how great your music is. That's number two. The number one thing I want people to know is that you're a really awesome person, and when you sing from the heart,
Thank
and you
you.
are a great person to work with. We have the privilege of working with a lot of talent and a lot of wonderful people. You are one of the wonderful people to work with, and your talent comes from who you are as a person. And I'm so excited to talk to you and know that that is the heart and soul and sass. I think, as we wrote in the article, of who you are. And
Yeah.
it is much appreciated, and you are just fabulous to work with, and you are all smiles when you see you out at Alibi. And it is a thrill to be talking with you today. Amongst all of this, we've been watching your shows in your closet, in your bedroom, and all of that. And when we walk into Alibi and you say hello, it is just such a bright spot. And to hear your fabulous voice, it's great to be talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here and be invited. I like your quarantine look. The little shadow. It's very sexy. I'm digging it.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to be able to do this today.
Thank you. So tell us about LeNora. Tell us about, first of all, where are you from?
I am from Brooklyn, New York,
Okay.
born and
You know
raised.
what? I did not know that about you. I did not know that about you.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the sassiness that has been mentioned
Okay.
before comes from. Proud, born and raised New Yorker. I lived in Atlanta for a few years. I didn't like
Okay.
it. No offense to my Atlantans. I didn't like Atlanta. Atlanta didn't like me. And while I was in Atlanta, I got the opportunity to do a cruise ship contract.
Wow.
And
Okay.
the cruise ship, as an entertainer, of course, yeah, singing on a cruise ship for Celebrity Cruise Lines. And I would port in South
Get
Florida.
out of here.
hmm It would port in South Florida. I had an
Okay.
amazing music producer friend that lived in Victoria Park at the time named Armand Tulumello. And he would come and meet me at the
Okay.
port and take me to lunch, the Elvia in South Florida, down in Miami. We'd have a great time. I love the energy of South Florida. I love the vibe. He took me to Georgie's Alibi for my first time. When
Okay.
after I moved and we were working on music together, and he was like, you need to move to South Florida. And at the time, I was trying to figure out how I felt about leaving the ship and going back home to Atlanta. And I got back home to Atlanta, and it was like, ooh, thumbs down, like, oh, okay, I hate it here. Um, so within a few weeks, I packed up everything I owned, put it in my car, and drove down here and moved to South Florida. And that was in 2012.
2012. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
coming up on 8 years. What were you in the cast of the show on the cruise ship, or were you
I
a
was
soloist? What did you do?
I was a part of a duo, a musical duo on the cruise ship. Specifically at the time, we were billed as a Caribbean duo because my
Okay.
partner played the steel pan, and he was from
Okay.
Barbados. And at the time, I had long locks, dreadlocks hanging down to my butt. And so I looked the part, even though I'm a born and bred Yankee through and through. And I did that contract. It was awesome, life-changing, wonderful. And that kind of was the impetus to move to South Florida. And when I tell you that
Okay.
was one of my best decisions in my life, no exaggeration.
No exaggerations. Well,
Yeah.
we're lucky to have you. We're lucky to
Thank
have you.
you.
We're lucky to have
Open
you.
arms.
Yeah. And you just sort of open and just start singing. Like when you
Yeah.
get out there, you just sort of people just shout out on your shows. You're just taking a request and you just start to sing.
Yeah. Pretty much. It's still kind of like a wow factor to all of it for me, because when I first came here to South Florida and my friend Armand took me to Georgie's, he was like, "You need to work here." And I looked at him like he had crickets on top of his head, like they'll never hire me. Are you crazy? No way. And he insisted that I give my CD to management, and then went a step further and made me film like a promo video to also
Okay.
submit to the owners at the time, who were Mark Negretti and rest in peace, Mr. Jackson. Oh, I forget his last name. Paget, Mr. Jackson Paget.
Jackson Pageant. Yeah.
They were the owners of Alibi at the time, and my friend insisted that I send them a promo of me singing like Patti LaBelle and Whitney Houston and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they got back to me. They were like, "We love it. Can you do a jazz brunch?" And that's how it all began. And since then, it's kind of been like, what a wonderfully supportive community. I am so
Mm-hmm.
grateful.
Yeah. Now the other night you were taking requests and you sang Bette Midler for me.
Yes.
Was it Wind Beneath My Wings or the other one?
Wind Beneath My Wings. And I owe you a
Yes.
song. I don't remember which one it is.
That's the one. That's the one. Yes.
Yeah.
You sang. I'm gonna say it bad word. You sang the hell out of that song.
Thank you. And should I watch my mouth during this broadcast, because my mouth's terrible?
My mom is watching this broadcast, so that's all you can
Okay.
say.
I will be on my best behavior.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So, how did you get started in singing? What was your basis growing up? How did you get started? I'm always curious as to how people got started. Some people, I'm from Kentucky. Did you start picking and grinning on the farm or church, or what's your background?
It was mainly at home.
Okay.
My mother sang jazz. And she
Jazz.
had
Oh.
an amazing voice. She sang around the house. She aspired to be a singer, but women of her generation, you didn't do that. You went to school, you became a teacher or a nurse, and you got married and you had kids. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You didn't
Mm-hmm.
chase Broadway and stage dreams. That wasn't appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
But she always had music in her heart, and she sang to her children. And my mother was a nurse. My father was a teacher and educator for the city of New York. And my father was a lover and connoisseur of music. My mother sang. So it was a pretty musical household. And I actually didn't start out in singing. When I was little, I used to watch a lot of PBS, and I wanted to be a ballerina. I took dance
I can see
classes,
you doing that.
yes, for years. But cookies and cheese sandwiches and being a ballerina just don't mix. So I noticed, as much as I love dance, I noticed people used to ask me to sing far more than they asked me to dance. So at about 7 years old, I made the switch to I'll sing. It comes naturally, it comes easily, and I won't break any toes, and I won't have to be as mindful of my diet. So that's when it began, around the age of 7 or 8, just singing around the house, listening to my family. My big sisters had a girl group, and they used to practice harmonies in the living room, and they would throw me out because I was really little and corny, because I was a little kid and they were teenagers. That's how it all began in my home in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Now, Arthur is helping me with the video. I'm going to ask him. We did an article on you. If you can pull that up on the website, just Google her name and OutClique, and it'll come up. We're going to pull up the article we did on you a little while back. We'll pop that into the video if we can find it. I just happened to think about it. So I said we've all gone back to high school audio-visual class trying to make all this stuff work, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you're so
That,
and fun. Go ahead.
that was me with the document and the stream, and I'm like, okay, get it together, get into your millennial mindset so you can figure out what you're doing for today's live stream.
Yeah, yeah. I always like to ask two questions of performers. Who maybe is your favorite person to perform songs? And then obviously the next question is, what's one of your favorite songs you like to sing? Because I'm a big Whitney Houston fan, and you can do Whitney Houston. But who are your favorites?
It's I'm one of those performers who, like, the list is so expansive. It's hard for me to narrow down one. It really, really is. I will, if my regulars at my show at Georgie's, for the Tuesday night and Sunday night show will probably tell you that it's Shaka Khan.
Okay.
Because I sing a lot of her material. She is a huge inspiration to me, one of my idols. I do a tribute act to her. She's one of the tribute acts that I do with South Florida Legends. So right now, I'll go ahead and say Shaka Khan, but the list is huge. And, you know, Aretha and Whitney are like in my top 5.
And you have a range. You do all kinds of range. Do you consider yourself an alto?
I am a first soprano.
Or soprano, or are you both?
First soprano.
First soprano.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And then go ahead.
I was going to say,
and you're primarily at Georgie's Alibi.
Yeah. I'm at Georgie's.
You're primarily at Georgie's Alibi.
Tuesday night and Sunday jazz brunch is when I'm at Georgie's. When outside is opened.
Okay. So tell us about the brunch. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sunday
tell
jazz
us about the brunch.
Is my Sunday jazz brunch at Alibi is every second and fourth Sunday of the month from 12 noon to 3 p.m. And that's the show that got me started at Alibi, was jazz brunch. And I pretty much kick off the afternoon with jazz standards and contemporary jazz music. And I do take, modified requests. It's a very mellow kind of ambient type of show. I'm not screaming at folks. I'm not loud. It's real smooth and soft kind of listening music for those who are at Georgie's that might be nursing a hangover or tied one too many over Saturday night and they just need something soothing on a Sunday afternoon. That's jazz brunch at Georgie's.
Okay. That's jazz brunch. And then your Tuesday night show, is that right?
Yes.
Tuesday night is a mixture of upbeat, but you do some ballads, and you're there on the main stage. Is that right?
I'm actually in the Manchester Room Monkey Bar. Tuesday night at 8, and it is, I call it the Groove Session. That's the official name of it, and it is Motown, disco, and neo soul. All right.
But do you take requests during that? If I come in with the right green?
Yes, as long as it's appropriate to the show, like, because it's called the Groove Session and it's primarily themed around the first set of Motown, then we get a little disco dancing, and then I probably won't do any like Pat Benatar, but if you ask me for like Diana Ross and the Supremes or Neil Sedaka or something like that, or Cher or Donna Summer, that fits into the format of that night's show, and I would most likely sing it for you.
Okay. So I know you probably maybe read some of the words off of an iPad or something, but keeping all of those words and all those songs in your head, does it come naturally, or is there a trick? Or because I've been a pianist and an organist, and so words are not something that's part of it. Is that something that comes natural to you, to remembering all of those words, or?
No. And quite often, well, number one, when it comes to music and retaining stuff and working off a muscle memory with things that I've been hearing, music I've heard like for the bulk of my life, I'm an anomaly in so much as I was that kid that sat in the dark for hours and just listened to music. I had no idea that that would
Okay.
manifest into my career, just absorbing all this music for all these years. And so I'm reading the lyrics. Quite often, I make up my own because I'm also a songwriter. So if I trip, I will
Oh,
just
nice.
throw something in that rhymes. And more often than not, this is what I do. So if I'm not sure of the words, then the crowd probably doesn't know the damn words either. So as long as I rhyme in the stanza, they're cool with
There you go. So they told us in choir, if you can't remember the words, just mouth watermelon over and over again.
it. Yes.
But you don't have that luxury because you're up there by yourself.
They're watching my mouth, so I have to say something. And I may do
That's
that trick
right.
where you just do the vowel sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
other trick.
Yep. I accompanied for a group in college once, and they forgot the words, and they made up a whole chorus of words, and all I kept thinking was, "Keep playing, just keep
Right. Right.
playing," and they rounded it back out again, and it was actually a meaningful chorus that they made up on the spot. But yes, it actually works, and it does happen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Did you find the article? We're going to pull up the article just to show people the article that we did. I think Arthur's got it on there. But
Okay.
do you have some albums that we'll pull it up here? Look at there.
I love it. Love it.
That was a lot of fun.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Um, your staff is pretty incredible. You are incredible. I felt like it really touched the essence of who I am and what I'm trying to do with the music.
good, good. But we want to talk about the people that are in the town. We covered national things, but mostly I really wanted to focus on people like you and the people that are running the show and entertaining people and on the ground running. And you're always just so much fun. So we were so excited to do this. And you and I've done a couple of interviews before and talks, and you're just so much fun when we go in. Your energy is just, and your smile. I mean, it just lights up the room.
Thank
So
you.
it always does. You've transitioned, obviously, like a lot of folks. You're doing some shows online. Tell us about those.
They are well, I didn't anticipate that that would be fun. That's A.
Yeah.
And there was a reticence in me to even do them. Like I was kind of reluctant. But my brother man friend, Mr. Antonio Edwards, who is, the another entertainer, wonderful entertainer at Georgie's Alibi.
We need to interview him. Thank you. We'll put that on our list.
Yes, yes. He did his show, and I think I had also checked out another of our Alibi Entertainment family, Jen McLean. She was doing her show, and some of the other folk. And I thought, well, maybe. And I'll be very honest with you, Stephen, the whole dealing with not working and how COVID has affected everything, I was kind of blue. I was a little kind of down, and I really didn't have it in me I didn't think I had it in me to do it because I had to self-motivate, and I didn't have that,
Yes.
And the first one I did was for Jazz Brunch Sunday, and I scheduled it too early, and I was dragging tail, and I had a frog in my throat, and I was aggravated, but I did it, and it wasn't so bad. So then I thought, and then you approached me and said, we'd like to broadcast you. And that was the first night show I did, was through the OutClique page. And I thank you for that, because now that was a load of fun, super fun. And that one kind of let me know, okay, you can do this. Just don't do it early in the day. Do it a little later in the day. I enjoyed myself so much. I thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
That inspired me to do something weekly at home, and I call it Live at Home. And I try to think of songs that are uplifting and inspiring to sing, because it's for the audience, and I'm also trying to uplift myself. So the Sunday afternoon shows have been really, really a beautiful thing for me, for the people who are tuning in, and for me.
Now, where can they find those?
On my Facebook page under LeNora Jaye.
Okay, now tell us exactly how to spell that so we can find it easily.
Sure. LEN as in Nancy, ORA, and last name JAYE.
Look at there. And
Yeah.
Arthur's got it up for you. Yes.
Thank
Because
you.
every time I type your name in, I have to think, now how exactly does she spell it? So yes. So that it's on your Facebook page. It's on your page, not your profile. Is that correct?
It's on my profile actually, and I always share it to my page.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Good. Yes, we've worked with Jennifer McLean. She's been a long-term supporter of ours as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, she's awesome too. So yes, you've got your weekly shows. We had Miss Jennifer McLean.
Yes, that's my alibi sister.
This cover was so much fun. She allowed us to use this, and this cover. Now, most people know we are so honored to have an entire wall rack at Alibi, and when this rack was filled with these images, the colors just absolutely popped everywhere. And
It's
so
beautiful.
this was one of our most beautiful, beautiful covers. So
that captures her personality.
Yes, yes. And she's another one that's number two, she's talented. Number one, she's a delight to work with and to deal with, and is professional. And she's another one that is amazing person in addition to her talent. And everywhere she goes, she just brings sunshine too. Yes.
Yeah. She's crazy in the best of ways.
crazy like the rest of us. But if you're not a little bit crazy to get up there and to stay up. But she and I have drank down at Bourbon Street Pub in Key West and I'll never forget running into her and drinking there at the bar. And she drank me under the bar. But we had so much fun just sitting there drinking and being real people.
Yes. Yeah. She and I tease each other. If we catch each other at a show, we will ask for the most ridiculous requests and threaten each other's lives on the mic. Like, I see you back there, and she'll throw out something that she knows I would not sing or want to sing in a million years. And I will threaten her life right on the mic, and she laughs hysterically.
So I'm going to bring up like the Star Spangled Banner or something that's difficult. So I'm going to bring that up.
Right. She will like ask me for like 2 Live Crew, Me So Horny or something like that. And I'm like, really, Jennifer? And it's like a little inside joke with us, and the people are like, oh my goodness. And I catch her. I think I caught her the other night, and I asked her for like some West Coast rap for her show, for her to do Dr. Dre. That's how we like kid sisters try to get to each other.
Yeah. So before all this COVID nonsense wraps up, we're gonna have to have one call like this. We're gonna have to get you. We talked to J Mac the other night and Jennifer. We have to get like, yeah, he was a lot of fun. We'll have to get like all of you on, and we'll have to like have some kind of challenge about nightmare stories, and you'll have to like challenge each other. We'll have to have like some kind of fun challenge or something with all of you all on there to share your nightmare stories or outdo each other.
I would love that.
That would be a blast.
Yeah.
So I ask everyone this too. What words of encouragement can you give people during this time?
Wow. I would definitely say to hold on, to hope, stay in touch with your friends and loved ones. Outreach in that regard has never been more important. Educate yourself. If you feel a type of way about the information that may be disseminated from a government, if you're unsure, there are scientific websites, the CDC, check and see, the more you feel informed, the less anxious you may feel. And to definitely try to keep one another uplifted. You're not alone. There are so many of us who feel the way that you do, who are anxious and unsure. And it's just reminding yourself every day that we can get through this, and that people love you, and that they also need love from you. And a little something as small as a phone call, or a little text message with a heart emoji might make all the difference in how someone's dealing with this. We're all eating too much and sleeping badly. Like we're all together. You're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling people, these broadcasts too that you all are doing, I have a Chromecast and I'm putting them on the big TV, and watching them on the big TV really helps. It kind of makes me feel like I'm there at the show. I've been watching you and Michael Walters of Dame Edna and Jennifer McLean and Nicole Halliwell, and putting them on the big TV and having it, the sound and the bigness, that's
Yeah.
really helped me a lot, because regular TV is just regular TV, but like putting it there, I feel kind of like I'm kind of at the club, and you're this big. And
Yes.
so the $35 Chromecast and bouncing it off of there is really nice. Or I'll lay in bed and just have that aura of being there. And so I encourage people to try that. It makes a huge difference. Watching on your phone is super cool, but
Yeah.
bounce it to the big TV and get up and have a drink and dance with LeNora and Jennifer and these folks, and do it for 10 minutes, do it for the
Yep.
whole hour, or just whatever.
Yep.
Get on the churches. There are the churches that are on there and doing it. If you go to church and that's your thing, get up on Sunday morning and do it. Put it on there, stand up and sing the hymns, or get up and dance, or do whatever it takes. And, put yourself in the moment. This is what
Yeah.
I've been telling people. And bouncing it on that thing makes a huge difference if you've got that big TV.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you there. I have watched a couple of shows on my large screen TV as well, and a couple of Sunday church broadcasts as well.
Yeah.
And it just feels like you're bringing a little bit of the normalcy and just contact back into your life. And that's the part that kind of trips us up, is the missing of our level of normalcy. So anything that could kind of get you feeling like you're back to yourself and raise those endorphins, go for it.
I think we need to have one night where somebody's show is on. Everybody opens all their windows, puts the show on, and just turns it up, and the whole block, listens to something, or just something to make us feel, like a drive-in movie, except for all in our house or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So I think Arthur is able to pull up the track if you want to sing. So we haven't tried. Do you want to try it? I don't know if this technology is going to work. We haven't tried this, and if it doesn't work, we'll just know it's live. But do you want to give it a shot?
Why not?
And if it doesn't work and you can't hear, we'll just stop. But we'll give it a shot. This is live, and we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
But if you can't hear, we'll just stop and just chat and wrap it up. But I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
Go
I'll
for
give
it.
it a go.
I can hear it.
You can hear it?
Can you?
This is a serenade for you. I sweetly call your name. I'm falling into a lover's dream where you are. Lying close to me, I'm falling underland into a place where our passions fly. Deep below, we go to a space where I don't fly. Love is what I think I'm calling. Opened up to me, love calling for you. I need you. I breathe you. I sing my song for you. Yeah, it's true. All for you is my song of love for you. All right, that's all I got for us.
That's great. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. That's my song for you. It's a modern bossa. And I had no idea.
Awesome.
Thank you. I thought you just wanted background ambient music.
There you go. Well, we'll have a little bit of both. Well, listen, you are a blast and a joy and a delight. Is there any other social media places we should be looking for you?
Oh, yes. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube
Okay.
under my name, LeNora Jaye.
Okay. And that's LE capital NORA
Yes.
JAYE. Did I get
Yes.
that right?
Yes, you
Making sure
did.
I worried about the whole day.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And then we're OutClique, CLIQUE.com. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and you can also text OCQ to 22828 for more information on us. Is there anything I didn't ask that you maybe want to cover?
Well, there is one thing that I wanted to say,
Okay.
and that is, it has been a wonderful journey to be in and a part of the LGBTQ community in Wilton Manors. It's been eye-opening for me on so many levels, and I can't say enough about how much I appreciate the support and response that I receive as a Black, straight, cisgendered woman coming into this venue and receiving the love, and just now at this point being an advocate for the LGBTQ community in the straight world in which I exist half of the time. Because I had no idea that the level of ignorance was so high, and it takes you from being outside and looking in, and then getting a even better perspective, because I grew up in New York City where everybody's cool, you know, people are people, and you just love everybody or you mind your business. Like, so it was being here in the South and then working where I work and being a part of and being welcomed into this community that has opened my eyes in so many ways and made such a huge impact and difference in my life. And I love my coworkers and the patrons, and I've met some of the best people I've ever met in my life in Wilton Manors at Alibi, in within the LGBTQ community, and just I'm honored.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. We're lucky and blessed to have you, and to have you as part of our community. And there's the LGBTQA plus, as we say in the letters, and we're just, it's great. It's a great family to be in here, and there's so many great people. There's so many great organizations.
Yes.
What South Florida is such a great travel destination, and it is a great place to live. And our beaches, our weather, all that's fantastic, but it's
Yeah.
secondary to the people that are here, that come to visit. The people that come to visit are so fascinating, but the people
Yeah.
that live here, that are running the engine, from our servers, our chefs, our management, our
Yeah.
talent,
Yeah.
our marketing people, everyone together, that has really made this the travel destination that it is. And it takes a village, and we're excited
Yes.
that you're part of our village.
Thank
So
you. It is
thank
a
you.
pleasure to be a part of the village. Very much so.
Very good. Well, we hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Please look for LeNora Jaye on her Facebook page and her other social media. Check us out. We have more videos to come. We look forward to seeing you out and about. Have a great weekend, everyone.
OutClique. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Steven. Bye.